All right, here we go. Hi friends, welcome back to Where in the World is Leah Jane, and you know the rest. I am doing something that I have never done before, and that is I'm going to try writing like VE Schwab for a week. I bet you are wondering, as all my friends are when I told them about this project, what the hell, Leah? Like, why are you doing this? Great question. About like 4 months ago, I think now, wow, I was listening to a podcast with VE Schwab when she said this.
I was a sophomore in college when I realized that the reason I wasn't trying to write a book was because I was afraid. And I have a very adversarial nature when it comes to fear. And when I realized I had a fear of writing a book, I decided to sit down and write a book.
I love that energy. That is the type of energy that I wish I had. I think you've heard me talk about that on my channel a lot, this idea that my relationship with fear isn't healthy, my relationship with failure isn't healthy. So I'm just trying to find ways really to trick myself out of thinking that, and here is yet another one. Now, she went on to describe what she did to get that first novel written, and it was this: every single day at the end of the day she would go to a cafe, she'd sit down and she'd write for 2 hours. 2 hours every single day until her novel was written. So I was like, I should just do it for a week. And then I thought someone else must have done this. And there is someone who's done something similar. Cavanaugh has a whole series where she writes like different writers for a weekend. She does it for 2 days because she's smart. But not me, not I, no. For a second I thought maybe I should also do it for 2 days, but then somehow that felt like cheating because I'd already decided that I would do it for a week for no other reason than that kind of sounded hard, and I wanted my life to be hard. So here we are, we're doing it for a week. May God have mercy on, I guess, my soul, because I'm doing it right now, or your souls. Actually, God should just have mercy on everyone. This is beside the point. I am digressing already. But we're starting it today. Here we go. So I've finished writing now, and we're gonna cut back to another clip here. I have to say, like, the last 20 minutes was a real struggle. Like, full confession, I just ended up doing Pinterest boards instead. Like, I feel like there's a sweet spot where you get in the groove, and then you can get out of that after a while. Like, it's like your brain is too tired. But I did it. I did 2 hours. Sir. The good news is that VE Schwab considers reading writing, she considers thinking writing, she considers all sorts of things writing. For the rest of the night, I'm not going to write anything. However, I am going to bike to a park, and I'm going to bring my notebook in case I have any inspiration, and I'm going to bring a book to read. So, let's get going. That's an angle. That's a better one. Now you may be wondering, how did my brainstorming go last night? I mean, I biked out to this absolutely gorgeous place in the river. It looked like this. Wow, so atmospheric. Just look at that. Oh, amazing. Could hear the river just kind of burbling along. Leaves were kissed golden and bright orange. And I just really wanted to yeet myself into that river instead of thinking about how I was going to solve all of these book problems, because I don't know what I'm doing. I decided that I would follow VE Schwab's technique in terms of developing characters and outlining. I know recently she said that she outlined everything and that she always knew her ending. So I decided to do all that, and I asked myself all these questions about the characters. What do they want? What are they willing to do to get it? And what are they afraid of? And the more I ask these questions, the more the story kind of splinters, and then I'm not sure which one is the right story anymore. And I'm sure that's because I'm like a newbie, and I'm sure that probably the story splinters if you ask questions anyway, because maybe you're thinking of newer and better ideas. But I find it so overwhelming. It seems like the ideas themselves are cool, but there are so many options. And I'm just like, this could be the theme, or this could be the theme. It could be anything. The character could be anyone. It's all made up. I have to make it all up. We're only one day into this and I've already had a breakdown. After asking myself all these questions, I was like, you know what? We're just gonna have fun with it, okay? We clearly don't know what we're doing, okay? Because what ends up happening is I descend into these meta questions about what reality is. Like, that's literally where I got to last night. We were asking all sorts of questions that I don't have answers to. I do not have a PhD in philosophy or anything else for that matter. And it was just totally unhelpful, okay? I think all of us, when we set out to write, maybe not all of us, maybe it's just me, I shouldn't speak for everyone, but when I set out to write, I want to write something that I love as much as my favorite book. You want the plot that wowed you, the atmosphere that made you feel like you're in another world. You're not gonna create that in a first draft. And I think what else is scary is like, what if I never create that? Like, that's a question that I have to face, and that question is haunting. It haunts me. How do you stare at fear? You stare at your dream, the thing that you're dreaming, recognize that it might fail and you might never get to do that thing, and do it anyway. Recognize that it might never look like how you want it to look, and do it anyway. That is so scary. Like, I am scared. And it kind of reminds me, actually, something I didn't tell you is that I got to ask VE Schwab a question once. I was in this huge auditorium and I, psyched myself up, and I asked her this.
So I've heard you say before that you have a very adversarial relationship with fear, and I really loved that. So my question is, as you continue writing and facing new challenges, how do you cultivate and nurture that adversarial relationship?
It's hard. It's hard. As I say, if you follow me online, you know that my greatest fear is failure. And for failure, I don't mean not selling books, though of course that's always very scary. What I mean is I have a fear of letting down myself and my readers and my publishers. But, and I tell this to writers who are just starting out as well, the truth of this industry is if that your fear is louder than your want, you will not survive. You don't have to get rid of fear. Like, fear is just an inevitable and natural part of any creative process because you're making yourself vulnerable, but you have to want it always more than you are afraid of it. And I have to remind myself that pretty daily when I'm sitting down to work is, do I want this? Do I want to tell this story more than I'm afraid of?
Hello. It is now 8:40 p.m. I guess 8:41 now. Today felt good. It felt much better than yesterday. It felt easier to like get into the groove and ignore the voice in my head that is telling me that everything I do is terrible. Oh God, that's not positive. But you know what I mean. So I'm glad I did it. I feel like I've captured some of the magic that I hoped to capture. I will see you tomorrow instead of rambling on. Good night. Hello, welcome to day 3. Oh, that was too hot. I don't know why I did that. I knew it was too hot. Now, you're probably thinking, that was a mistake, but surely everything else is going better. I mean, yesterday she was so optimistic. I've given up. Everything must just be going great, right? Right. Totally great. I'm beginning to like really understand when VE Schwab said she had to be dragged screaming and kicking through the creative process, because like, that's me. I feel like every clip is gonna open with me just feeling nervous, which is, today is no different. I still feel nervous. I am worried that this story is too big for me, and I think everyone sometimes feels that way, and the scary part is you won't know until you try to write it, and I hate that. I want to know now. But you know what? We're just gonna get through it, because I have so many stories that I want to tell, and I'm not gonna get to do all of that if I just get stuck here and my fear and doubt and whatever else. So it is currently 8 p.m. I've got my headphones, I have my Spotify playlist up. Let's get to creating worlds. That's time. It has been about an hour. It was a little tough to get back into the story at first. It's a little bit disorienting, I think, to sometimes go back to it after spending the day maybe thinking about it, but not necessarily thinking about the parts of the story that you're currently working on. I also feel like actually me trying to find all of these like filming angles while I'm writing makes it harder to focus. So even though I've been writing for an hour, I don't feel like I've really completely and totally immersed myself. I think it's really just the last 25-minute sprint that made me feel that way. But developments are happening. I've given my main character a dog because I get to do that, because I'm writing it. I get to do whatever I want. So I'm getting excited because I think the next few chapters are going to be a lot of fun. Some of you may have noticed that I am not writing at a cafe. I guess that's kind of cheating, but even though I'm kind of breaking the rules, I still feel like this has been a good exercise, because I really do think the writing makes you feel better. It's only day 3. Like, I'm saying this like I've been doing this for months, but like it has been helpful. So I'm thinking for the next hour, I will not be talking too much or worrying about where to put the camera. And I will just catch up with you in like the last 5 minutes or so. Don't worry, I won't hurt the dog in the meantime. That's obviously now the most important character in the story. Okay, see you in a bit. Hello. It is currently 10:03 p.m. I've made some progress today, slow progress. I should probably figure out how to measure it. Actually, you know what? Let's just set up a little goal meter. Okay, let's set a draft target. We'll say 70,000 words. Oh my god, I hate seeing that red. No, go back to green. Well, whoa, that's way too close. I guess I have something to work toward now, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh my god. Hello, welcome to day 4. I just finished a run. VE Schwab said that one of the most important things in her routine, oh my god, is exercising regularly. So I've done that, and now I think I'm gonna take a shower and get my writing done. Did you see that? It freaks me out when it does that. And I'm already writing kind of a creepy scene. Actually, maybe this is a good time to catch up. Hello. I have been writing for about 40 minutes now. It's been a time. I think right now what's frustrating me is I keep finding myself distracted by scenes that are in the future, and so I like jot them down into Scrivener, but then I'm like, what if when I get there they're not relevant anymore? I don't know. Am I overthinking this? I am overthinking this. That is what I do. I really wonder, like, how VE Schwab, when she was just starting her novel, her first novel, writing 2 hours every single day at the cafe, like, what was that process like for her emotionally, you know? It's something that I appreciate is how often she tweets about doubt about the story, feeling like it's too big for her, worried that she won't be able to recapture the magic that she has in past books. And someone is here. Hello.
Hello, world.
Hello, world. Anyway, it's so heartening to see that, like, you can still love something so much and feel nervous and anxious about how it is on the page. That sounds terrible. Like, I just mean to say that I'm not the only person feeling this. That feels nice. I'm also heartened by the fact that VE Schwab said she's a slow drafter, so if I don't write 5,000 words today, then I'm still putting words on the page. I'm just sentence by sentence trying to build this story, and I should not be overwhelmed. That was really elegant. So I've written about another 40 minutes and I'm feeling so much better. I don't know why I'm surprised that it always happens this way, but here we are. I learn nothing every single time. I was also looking up some of VE Schwab's famous quotes. I'm not writing a book, I'm writing a chapter. I'm not writing a chapter, I'm writing a page. I'm not writing a page, I'm writing a line. I have been saying this in my mind as like a mantra for the past 40 minutes plus, because I think this kind of goes in hand with what she's also said about measuring writing progress in time instead of in word count. I think for me, it's that I feel like it's so hard for me to move forward in the story until I've gotten something right. Is it doing what I want it to do, or is this chapter just something that I wrote down because I needed the word count? And sometimes I have to like write it that way. Well, I guess she's kind of said this before. You have to write it the wrong way to write it the right way. And I'm not even sure if I have the right way now, but I feel like I'm closer to it. All right, I'm gonna keep writing for the next 40 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna go to bed. And I'll see you tomorrow, day 5. We're almost done. We almost did this. Hello! It is Nano Eve. All Nanos Eve? I don't know. So I thought I would celebrate and try putting colored lights on instead of the normal white lights that I use. Is that sufficiently festive enough? It'll just have to be. It is also day 5 of my experiment where I write 2 hours every single day like VE Schwab. And let me tell you, even though I seem really peppy, I am tired. I'm so exhausted. It's been a really long day. Work has been so long. I don't know how VE Schwab did it. It is currently 8:20 p.m. Brilliant. So actually last night I ended up closing out by speaking with Hannah of Snow White Reader, and she gave me an excellent pep talk. So as I get started writing for my 2 hours, I'm gonna just pass you on to her so you can also hear the wisdom that she imparted. Do you have any advice for me as I write this novel of my dreams?
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big question.
Yeah.
I guess like figuring out what works for you, because I know like I did like a Ray Bradbury thing where it was like just write like you're going to work, and it did not work for me.
Okay, what about a pep talk? You're like asking me for 2 things? That's too many things. No, but I think you'll be great at this.
You just gotta know like what you're passionate about, and like once you figure that out, you'll just
strive to make it the best thing that you possibly can. Just like, because I think I get stuck because I was trying to write a story that I didn't want to write for a while, and I had to figure out like what I like to read, what I like to write about, and there's a difference between the two. And like I figured maybe like exploring that avenue of yourself can be very helpful, of like figuring out, you know, your passions and writing and all that stuff, and yay.
That was amazing. No, write what you love. Yes. Dare I say it, but this writing is actually going well today. This is a foreign feeling. Like, I don't know what to do with that. I feel good. I've been writing for about an hour now, which means I have another hour to go, and I've built such a momentum. Like, not only am I writing words, but the words feel worthwhile. And in true VE Schwab fashion, I am not going to measure the number of words. I'm going to measure the time spent. It's actually super useful for me. I'm really happy because even though the other day I wrote something like 4,000 words, I wrote 3,914 words? This seems fake. Like, I don't feel like I wrote that many words, but holy cow, that's more than 2 NaNoWriMo days. I kind of looked back at them today and I didn't feel super satisfied, but now I'm reworking them and adding to them, and I feel so invigorated and excited about this story in a way that I haven't always, and I know that it goes up and down, but it feels so good to have like a good day and on all Nano's Eve. I feel like this is a good omen. Yeah, I love this story. And I've also figured out, like, oh my god, there are like so many things that fell into place. I could not figure out how to fit this theme in that I was really interested in exploring. And then I was writing a paragraph today about something that the character loved, and I was like, oh my god, these are related. The whole time they were related and I didn't even see it. But tomorrow I'm going to a cafe again. What a novel plan. I haven't done that. So wish me luck, and I will see you tomorrow at the cafe. Okay. Hello, it is, I think, day 6. I could be wrong. It is also day 1 of NaNoWriMo. I haven't kept track of how many days I've been doing this, which is not ideal for a video. Right. Okay, so it's the first day of NaNoWriMo. I'm here with my friend Dana.
Hi!
Yay, where are we going?
We're going to Songbird.
Yeah.
And I'm pumped. Terrified. Pumped.
Same. Yeah. Definitely always both. So one thing I don't think I told Dana is part of VE Schwab's routine is she works out regularly, and so I took her to Solid Core.
Yeah, there's a workout and then there's that.
It sounds about as intense as it actually is. Okay, that car, it was gonna turn, but then
almost got murdered too.
We did.
Part of VE Schwab's routine.
Yes. So we made it. We can't lean back. Our legs are shaking.
Almost threw up, but didn't.
Yeah. I feel like in comparison, maybe writing novels doesn't sound so bad anymore.
Oh, you're right. I would write over that any day.
Goal reached. Hello. It is day 7. Can you believe we made it? Look at us. Who would have thought? Not me. I really feel like that Paul Rudd meme. I cannot believe I am on the final day. Last night I officially started my nano project on the website. Here we go. Oh my god. I'm I'm really doing this. Shout out to past me for doing that. And so now I just gotta keep the momentum going. And this morning I started out ready to go, so excited. I'm ready to get some writing done. I have to hit at least 1,667 words for Nano. And I already have an idea for what I'm gonna do. Now, riddle me this. If I started out really excited in the morning, how is it that it is now 8:30 in the night and I haven't written anything? I also got a brand new idea today, and I'm so excited by this idea. It sounds so cool. I kind of want to write it, but I need to finish this one first. Fortunately, VE Schwab has a video on this, so what I think I'm going to do now is watch that video, get her advice, distill her wisdom, and then get to writing. Here we go.
The problem is, as a story becomes familiar, sometimes we mistake that for boredom, you know? And sure, in some ways it is boring compared to this thing that you know nothing about. It's the difference between potential energy and kinetic energy. Your shiny new idea, you haven't messed it up yet, right? You haven't had a chance to screw it up. So it's inherently better than the thing you're working on. But it comes for all of us, and it is simply a sign that you are actually getting to know the person.
So it's been about an hour. Yes, an hour. Actually, I took some of that time because I was so distracted by this other idea that I had to start another Scrivener project, and I have like a page for each of the other story ideas I have, and oh my god, I have a lot of them. How am I gonna write all of these? So I was just like reflecting on this whole experience, and I was reminded of that scene in Harry Potter where Ron is all like,
so you're gonna suffer, but you're gonna be happy about it.
And boy do I feel that this NaNoWriMo, because it's like, there are parts of the story that excite me so much, but why does writing have to be so hard? We're gonna keep going for the next hour, and then we'll be done, and hopefully the next hour will go better than this one and won't be so fragmented as I try to figure out what this story is. What is this story? This is tough. No. We're practicing something new. We're practicing radical self-confidence today. I know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but that's okay because I'm gonna figure it out. And I know the major beats of the story, which is the most important part. The rest is just discovery. This is gonna be like an adventure. And don't I love adventures? Yes. See you in an hour. Let's do this. This is perfect. I might just write one more sentence to finish up my thoughts, and then we're done. We hit the goal. Yay! So I will see you tomorrow for some final reflections on how this week went. Later. It's been a while since I've been in this chair. Actually, it's been a while since I've talked to you. It's been a week on my end, and I've had plenty of time to reflect. You'll probably notice that there is really a theme to this video, and that theme is fear, or perhaps more accurately, facing fear. I actually have a project that's all about that, something that I decided to do for myself this year, where every month I do something that I'm afraid of. I'd call it the Fear Project, but I think the Bravery Project is probably a better choice. And this month it was trying to write a story that I have been thinking about for a while now. Doing it in this project-y challenge sort of way just seemed like a good way to kind of break into that. So thank you so much for watching me document my experience with this. I don't think writing 2 hours a day every single day is very feasible for me right now. However, I think it taught me a lot about the value in writing every day, at least for me, and just watching myself every single day have this moment where I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing? And then writing and then be like, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm writing, and it's okay if it's not perfect. Was actually kind of encouraging to watch a week later, so hopefully it's had the same effect for you. I'm very happy that I didn't do the challenge perfectly from like a real writer experiment perspective. Like, this is not a Kate Cavanaugh video where I'm adhering to every single thing, but I think I got the most important part, which is writing for 2 hours every day, no matter what, and just kind of documenting my reaction to it. Now, I think that is all I have to say about that. So, I hope you all have a lovely day, and until next time, keep traveling. Bye! Okay. Yay!